So last night on like the what's the date today? Today is the 27th, but last night I went to some party on Ludlow in the city, Ludlow Street, 36 Ludlow, and basically you paid $10 for nothing because it got shut down in like 2 hours. Not even 2 hours, like almost like an hour and a half. That's what it felt like, kind of. It didn't feel like 2 hours. But yeah, after we left that place, me and my boys, we just walking around, mobbing everywhere because we heard there was another party. And then we found the other party. It was just a bunch of white people. So we was like, man, we ain't going in there. So we just kept walking. Turned around on Essex Street. Went to the, mind you, we're in, I think we were in BK at this time, right? Essex is in Brooklyn, right? No, that's the city. I'm dumb. But yeah, either way, we're on Essex Street. That McDonald's right on Essex Street on the corner. And then we was chilling there for a little bit, getting a little laughs in, talking to the boys, just texting and everything. Then we leave because the manager kicked us out because he was too loud. And we walked across the street to that little pizza shop right across the street. And guess who I see? I see my boy Brizzy dapping up Glenn Brown. Y'all don't understand how real this was for me. But like I kept my composure because people are regular people, but like that's what I'm about to get to in a moment too. But like I met Glenn Brown yesterday. Well, last night. He is one of my fashion idols. Like ever since like 2012, I've knew of this guy. Ever since he used to make videos on YouTube, I knew of this guy. And just that short little encounter was dope. Because it's like I said, I got upset at him one day, but then I apologized and he saw it and he liked it through DM. So we were on good terms after that. Because I said something like in his comments, like, man, nobody appreciates the fans, like when you're giving them positive feedback, but like once it's something negative, you're right on us. But then at that time, I didn't realize like I was so entitled that like I felt like once I commented, you need to see it. Like even though you have like a million other followers, you need to see me. Like that's how I felt back then. But then I realized life ain't like that, my dude. It's not. Like nobody gives a fuck. Not even just that. It's just the fact that even if they give a fuck and they appreciate you, how the hell are they gonna say thank you 1,000 times? You know, I'm finding that hard to do now. And I was the one saying in the comments like, "Oh, I know it is when I get my fans, I'm gonna appreciate every single one of them." And I said that, right? But then he commented back, respectfully, of course. He said something along the lines of like, I definitely appreciate it, but it's like I can't see everyone. And I said, you're right. And then like a good like almost a year later, I think I DM'd, like not even a year, like a couple, like a good, like a lot of months later, I DM'd him through Instagram, and then I said, man to man, I apologize for about that shit. And he liked the post through DM, so I knew he saw it and he appreciated it. So when I saw him that night, maybe he remembered my face, maybe he didn't. You know, walked past me a few times, walked in and out, and VLS Joe was there too. Joe was there too, but Joe's taller in person than I expected. No, but he's like the no Joe's. He's a little taller than me, just a little bit. But Glenn, when I saw this dude, I kid you not, this dude was like up to my chin, bro. His head stopped at my chin, I think. Like, yo, no, at least like maybe like right there, like right at my nose. But yo, I gave him that. I was like, Glenn? That was my first reaction. He turned over like, yeah, and I was like, nice to meet you. I said something like, what's up? Well, nice to meet you. But I wonder if he remembered who I was, because I don't have a face you can really like forget. Really, it's either I'm scarred in your mind or I'm scarred in a good or bad way. But I really met Glenn Brown. And what I was gonna come to was, excuse me if I sound a little raspy. I had to cough a little bit. But yeah, the point I was gonna come to is like, I used to be this type of guy that'd be like, once I see all these celebrities, I'm gonna bug out and everything. But when you see them, and yeah, I consider him a celebrity. He's not. But like when you see these famous people, you think you're gonna bug out, but then when you see him, it's like, oh, that's so and so, cool. Oh, that's so and so, cool. And the way I knew that I can handle the star life is like when I saw Jaden Smith. Yeah, y'all can watch that video a couple videos back when I was talking about Luca Sabat, when I had a conversation with Luca in Ass Pieces Party a couple weeks back. But yeah, it's like when you see these famous people and when you actually talk to them and just give them dap at least, or just appreciate them around you, appreciate their presence. It's like they're just regular people, man. They're just regular people like us that just happen to get a little bit of fame. And those are the ones that stay grounded. I mean, maybe there's, nobody's perfect. Maybe they're con artists, maybe they're not. Maybe they're good people, maybe they're not. Maybe they're faking, maybe they're not. We will never know until they get exposed, if there is something to be exposed. But until then, we can appreciate them for who we think they are, you know? Because I can, for one, say that Ken Rebel, Glenn Brown, who else? Travis Scott, Big Sean, Kanye West, and many others, like many other famous people, are the ones who influenced the way I see things, the way I live, the way I dress, the way I walk sometimes, the way I feel, the way I think, the things I know. It's like those main 5 or 4 that I listed, like, they're icons to me, they're idols to me, And it's not like I'm on them on a regular basis, like, Glenn and Ken and them, it's like, I barely see what they post on IG because I follow, like, mad people. But the fact of the matter is, when I do see what they post, I appreciate it sometimes, It's like, they're doing big things. I'm trying to do that too. But the thing is, Gun's a rapper. I'm not. I mean, I could rap if I want to. I say this in every video. I got bars. I had bars. But I'm a designer at heart. So, when it comes to shit like that, they can be your influences, but don't praise them. That's what I'm saying. Because, like, when you meet them, like I said, they're just regular people like you would meet in school. They just happen to be known and you're not, So it's different, they have that different aura about them. It's like when you see them, you're like, oh shit. And then you're like, oh, you're just regular like me. You walk the same like me. You talk the same like me. You dress the same like me. It's like, we're the same. We're not different. The fact of the matter is just you have, fans and people that appreciate you and people that praise you. Like I said, I say I don't think you should praise people, but people out there praise these people, and I admire that. But the thing is, you can praise them on your own time, put it that way, but don't be all up in their face like, oh my god, I remember when you did this, I remember when you did that. But if it's a big star, maybe I understand. But like if it's these local people that you could touch on a regular basis, like if you can go to their city and randomly see them, then you shouldn't be bugging out on people like that. Now, but if you see like a Katy Perry, if you see a Lady Gaga, if you see like who else? Who else? Who else would you gush over? I would say Kanye West, but like my boys say that Kanye West don't like that, because my boy knows Kanye West personally, and he said that, when people walk up to him like that, like all crazy, like like when they meet him in person, like he doesn't like that. So it's best to just treat him like a regular person too. But I don't know who else you could gush over like that. But them big higher up stars, yes, definitely. But long story short, man, I met Glyn Brown finally. I already met his brother like 3 times, and his brother was there that night too. But they were in 2 different places. He was up the block. Glyn was up the block at the pizza shop. But yeah, long story short, met Glyn Brown. Had a good time with the guys. Even though I wasted $10, I guess it was worth it in the long run to meet some of your idols, man. And just to find out the regular people is awesome. So I'm not gonna make this video 10 minutes. It's already 9. So see y'all next time.